Right, so in exercise 2, we have the following exercises. V denotes the vertex of the parabola, F is the focus, and D is the directrix. Two of these are given. Find the third one. So in this case, we're given the vertex and we're given the directrix. So by default, we need to find the focal point. So find the focus. Now, with these kinds of problems, I always start by trying to draw the diagram, the information. So let's just make an axis. So we do that first, and we mark on the vertex, which is 4, 2. So roughly mark it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So this is your vertex. I'll just label that there. And the directrix is y equals -3. So y equals -3 would be 1, 2, 3. So your directrix is going to be down here. So we put that in and label that as the equation, directrix y equals -3. So your vertex is up here, which is 4, 2. So your graph must be going upwards in this direction. So you cannot cross the directrix. The directrix is on the other side. So recall the diagram I showed you earlier, that there's no way your graph can go downwards. Your graph is going to have to go upwards like this, away from the directrix. So go away from the directrix in the opposite direction. So your directrix is here. Your graph will go in the other direction. And your focus is always inside the curve. So focus is always inside the parabola. So we always work in the vertical line here if we have this kind of graph. So put a line in there somewhere. And then we need to look at our distance. So we need to look at this distance here and see how long this is. So this comes down 3 units from the axis, and then we have 2 units to the vertex. So this total length here of the red line is 5. Okay, 5 units. So when you counter your focus, we must do the same length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your focus will be up here somewhere, this point here. So our X value is 4. And then we need to count 5 units up from the vertex. So 5 plus 2 would be 7. So your focal point is going to be 4, 7. Right, so on question B, the directrix is y equals 2. So we know the directrix and we know the vertex is 2, 4. So we start by graphing those. So the vertex is 2, 4. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So your vertex is here. And your directrix is y equals 2. So that would be 1, 2. So this is your directrix here. Okay, so we're going to have to come down a little bit and we'll clear this one out. So we have space. So that's what we have. So your directrix is y equals 2. And your vertex is 2, 4. So obviously your graph is going to be going upwards. You can't cross the directrix. So your graph is going to go in this direction upwards. I'm not too worried about the actual shape, but just the general idea of where the graph is. So then we look at our distances from your vertex to your directrix, because we want to find the focus. This length here then will be 2 units, because you've got 4 minus 2. So this length is 2 units to the directrix. And then we need to measure equally up to the focal point. So go the same distance up from the vertex. So this is 2 units. This must also be 2 units. Therefore, your focus is going to be 2, the same as the vertex x value, plus 2 units on top of 4. So this will go up to 6. So your focal point is going to be 2, 6. Just make sure you keep your working along this line of symmetry, because that's actually called your line of symmetry, isn't it? That line. So line of symmetry. And that line of symmetry is x equals 2. That's the line x equals 2. So in question C, we're given the vertex, which is 0, 2, the focus, which is 0, 0. Okay, so we mark these points on. So the vertex is 0, 2. So x is 0, y is 2. So this is your vertex here. Your focus is 0, 0, which is the origin, which is here. So let's write that as 0, 2, focus 0, 0. And we notice that this length here between your vertex and focus is 2 units. So we'll write 2 there. And we know that your vertex is going to go around the focus, not the other direction. So let's just roughly graph where could be our parabola, somewhere down here. And then we measure up again 2 units to find a directrix. So we'll go up another 2 units here. So that would roughly be this line here. So this would be your directrix line here. And that equation would be 2 plus 2 is 4. So that would be y equals 4. So that's the third component that you needed to find. So your directrix is the line y equals 4. Right, so in question D, we've got a focal point at 1, negative 2, and a vertex at 1, negative 5. So we start by marking the 2 points. So focus 1, negative 2. So let's go down to the focus. And we mark that point. And then we mark the vertex 1, negative 5. So that's negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. So this is the vertex 1, negative 5. So that's the first thing that you do. Let's tidy that up. And our graph will go around the focus. The focus is inside the curve. So let's just draw that up. I'm not too worried about detail too much, just a general shape like that. Okay, so we go around the focus and through the vertex, which is here. Then we measure length from the focus to the vertex here. How long is that line? So we look at the length of this line here and we get 3 units. Okay, we get 3 units here. So we have to measure the same distance down to find the directrix. So measure down another 3 units. And we'll mark in the the directrix down here. So this will be your directrix line down here. So if we come down 3 units from -5, we'll get -8. So your directrix line is the line y equals -8. So that's the required component there. And our last question, question E, we're given the directrix, x equals -2, and the focus, which is the point 2, 0. So let's put the focus in first. That's 2, 0. So x is 2, y is 0. So this is your focal point here, 2, 0. Okay, your directrix is x equals -2. So we need to go on the other side and draw in the line x equals -2. This is your directrix here. X equals -2. So your vertex needs to be halfway between the directrix and your focus. So you go from your focus along here to the directrix, and your vertex must be halfway between the directrix and the focus. So your vertex is going to have to be this point here, 0, 0, which is your origin. And your graph will be going some direction like this, out to the right side.